Hi, I'm Matt, and this is Procrastination Garage. I hope to see you at the end of the video. It's Wednesday morning, and we're headed up to Windy Point to do some exploring. We've got a group of 3 vehicles, 4 people. Should be a lot of fun. It's supposed to be temperatures in the low 80s today. And look at that blue sky. Man, you can't ask for more than that. So this is new territory for me. I've never been up here before. And the guy in front of me here, Don, he's only been up here once. So it may be like the blind leading the blind. But you know what? As long as there's 2 tracks to follow, we're good to go. Unloaded and ready to go. Looking down on Rimrock Lake, this is a view I've never seen before. This is the view from Jump Off. One of the last fire towers around, not used. Let me tell you, it's a long way down. You don't want to get too close to that edge. Our group of 3. They've got a logbook to sign in. Yes, I signed it. This kind of road. Yeah. No water. Not here. Pretty cool cabin.
You don't know it's here. You ain't coming. You get, now it's
Yeah, I see that. Oh dear. Think of Dog and I are almost home. Huh, Whiny Dog? We had a great time in the mountains today. We explored some areas we've never been before. Can't wait to get back up there again. But we've already started planning our next ride. It'll be in a different area, probably in a couple weeks. The reason Whiny Dog is so whiny is because it's past her treat time. Plus she's excited because she knows we're getting close to home. So that's that. It's a beautiful Sunday morning, and it's been a beautiful weekend. And you know what's going on this weekend? A couple of car shows today. We've got Ponies in the Sun, that's the local Mustangs, and then also a Volkswagen show, Volksfest in Moxie, Washington. And my daughter and I usually hit them every year, so I'm going to pick her up right now. That's a wrap on the Volksfest show in Moxie, Washington. Welcome to the Ponies in the Sun car show, Yakima, Washington 2023. Good morning, little bear. How you doing today? It is currently Monday morning around 10 o'clock, so what's on the agenda for today? Well, I bought another throttle assembly for the Troy-Bilt because I don't know if I mentioned in the last video or if it happened after that, but I completely broke it yet again. Also, I bought a new LED switch to replace the one that crapped out. And I think it crapped out due to sitting out in the weather, so we got to do something about that. Keep it from sitting out in the weather. Also, we're going to load up all that firewood right there, put it in the back of the truck. It needs to go back up the warming hut, although that probably won't get done this week. And then we've got some things to do to the motorhome because this week later we're going camping. It'll be the last trip probably before the snow hits, and we got a couple things to do there. So let's get started on the mower. Hey, since you're still here, do me a favor, hit the like button and go ahead and subscribe. I certainly appreciate it. Thanks. Here we go again. One thing about it, I'm becoming proficient at stringing this throttle cable. The other thing we're going to do is I'm going to remove my little heat shield because it hasn't really done any good. I think it causes more problems. And I think our fix this time will mean we don't need it anyway. This cable actually seems a little shorter than the last one. I think maybe I spoke too soon. I think I'm going to want to have that in there just to space it away from everything. Which isn't the end of the world, other than the fact that I've already taken it off. So I guess we'll put it back on. There's no easy way to get to that back side of that bolt. That may not even be the right size wrench. No, that one seems too big. Now for the secret trick. We're going to peel this plastic outer layer back from out over here. All right, I think that's going to fix it. I hope. Zip tie our electrical back. All right, we're calling that part done. Next up is switch replacement. I bought this switch at AutoZone the other day, and they're discontinuing them, trying to get them out of stock, I guess, and it was $2, normally like $6.59. And so we got this one. It's not the same as one we had, but you know what? The one we had didn't work very long, so let's try this one. I wouldn't have gotten blue, but the blue was the one on sale. The red one was actually like 50 cents more. And hey, $2 versus $2.50, sure, why not? First things first, I need to put the fuse back in at the back. Disconnect those two. All right, we know this is ground. One of these is power. That one's power, so. And then I put it on the wrong one. All right, ground. So that's power. That one is going to accessory. That one goes next. Power goes to the far end. Hole size should be the same. So we want it up to be on, so that'll be off. Switch is installed. Now I know why they're getting rid of these. Look at this. Can you tell it's on? Barely. See? What's more important is knowing up is on, back is off. Anyway, that's fixed. We now have power coming back to here, which will take care of our pump when spring rolls around. So that's pretty much it on this mower. I think we're going to be done for today. All the wood is back in the truck. Also ended up with a little bit of kindling to take back up to the warming hut. And then that's just residue there that I'll throw on my burn pile. So overall, I think we've done pretty good. I'm going to put a tarp over that and kind of strap it down a little bit. We'll get that done today, so it'll be ready to go whenever. Moving on to the motorhome, we've got one battery we need to replace in here. The coach battery is just deader than the doornail, so we'll test to figure out which one it is. I think it's the one on the passenger side. And then we'll pull it out and we'll replace it. And as I recall, it just barely comes out. In fact, I may have to remove a couple things to get it out. .25 volts. Compared to 12.57 on the other side. So this is a bad one. Now, how do we get it out? I remember when taking this out last time, it was really a tight fit, and I had to remove this screw right here. And I do remember I was having interference over here. So I thought by rolling the edge a little bit that I could get the battery up in there and then just force it through, but it wasn't coming out. So I ended up pounding it back this way, and then I actually rolled it down just a little bit. Not really on purpose, but then it just slid right out. So next one should go in no problem. Just made a run to O'Reilly's for a new battery. About $111. And not as bad as I thought it might be. The date on the old one was, I think, 8/18, 5 years. I wouldn't have guessed I'd had that battery that long. So anyway, it wasn't under warranty, but oh well. I think I killed that one because I one time left the hot water heater running after I'd parked it, and even though the gas was off, it was still trying to ignite and just run the battery down. So we'll make sure we don't do that again. And we'll do a better job of keeping the motorhome, both batteries, on the trickle charger too. Everything's back together. Got the trickle charger hooked up to it and to this one over here. The new battery is showing red, so it needs charging, although it is showing over 12 volts. And this one is flashing green, which means it's almost charged, which is where it ought to be. So there we go. It's Tuesday night by 9 p.m. and we're inside the motorhome. I'm trying to get this video edited and ready to upload, and while I was editing it, I discovered that I deleted a key piece of video from yesterday. And the only way this is going to make sense, I figured I better come down here and give a little background information. So a few videos back, we replaced these tracks here, and the new tracks, the dimensions of the inside track was a little bit bigger than the old. So what happened was these pieces here were just kind of falling out. Well, I found some little plastic caps that I was able to epoxy to the top and give me the width I needed, and that seemed like a good idea. Unfortunately, during the last camping trip, several of them broke. The epoxy did not hold. So we need a better solution. So I figured out the better solution. We could reuse those caps, but instead of gluing them, I was going to screw them, and that's kind of where we're starting off. Is I'm getting ready to cut the top piece off so I can screw the other part on there. So let's get started with that. Here is a little X-Acto saw I was talking about. I'm just going to go ahead and cut the head off this first one here and see what we can do. That worked really well. I need to take a file to it and kind of flatten it smooth a little bit, and then we need to find some little itty bitty screws, and we need to start drilling some holes. Let's see what I come up with. I found some screws that are about the right diameter, but they're a little on the long side. I think they'll still work. So I'm going to file off the top of this and drill some holes. We'll see what happens. I was going to let you guys watch, but you were in the way, so I had to move you. Anyway, there's the first one complete. It went according to plan, so let's see if we can do it 4 more times without screwing up. I've got the heads off the other 4, Now it's time to drill them out to accept a screw. I'm using this little pick tool to center each one so I can get the drill bit started straight. And then I do the same thing with these pieces here, flipped over. They've kind of got a little indent, and then I just poke it with this, and then I can drill right through it. I've got the holes drilled in these 4 pieces, and I've got the holes drilled in these 4 pieces. Now it's a matter of screwing everything together. All right, all done. Let's put it back together. Well, if it's not one thing, it's another. In the process of doing this, I broke one of these loose. What they are is they're just riveted through the fabric, and it tore. And I'm not sure how I did it. I was kind of pushing on it when I was screwing these screws in over here. I suspect that's what did it. So I somehow got to fix that. Worst case, I could break the rivets free and just use a little nut and bolt up there. But I might just try and force it back into place and then a little bit of super glue. We'll see. It's now Tuesday afternoon, and let me tell you what I did. All right, you can see on this one here, there's where it pulled out, and then on this one down here too. So I took these little pieces and I went in, and what I found is that the little metal piece will look like a brass looking piece is kind of pushed through from one side, and then it was flared on the other side. So I was able to get them all apart, get the 2 apart, and so then I used a little brass piece as a punch and punched a hole through the fabric, and then I put it back in place. And then on this side here, I just add a little bit of super glue to keep it from pulling back out. And did that to both of these last night, so let it dry. So now we're ready to put it all back together. I need to put these little pieces here back on those 2 and get it all back together. I'll show you when it's back up. There, what do you think? It's done. All right, so things aren't perfect. We've got these things that show here, but whatever. It's an old beat up motorhome. We don't really care. And it works like it's supposed to now. Got it latched here. Unlatch it and slide it across. And it slides as good as it ever has. I mean, it's never been perfect, so that's good enough. So we're done with this motorhome project, and I think we're basically done with the motorhome until we get back from our camping trip. That's a wrap on this week's Procrastination Garage. Thanks for hanging around till the end. Remember, the #1 goal of Procrastination Garage is to keep me motivated, to keep me working on projects down in the shop, out in the yard, playing up in the hills, just so I'm not sitting around procrastinating about something. Down in the comments, why don't you tell me about the projects you're working on, or hey, tell me about the things you're procrastinating about. I enjoy that just about as much. If you haven't already, please hit the like button, please subscribe, and please tell all your friends. So remember, this is Procrastination Garage. My name's Matt, and we'll see you next week.